Welcome back student to class 8 of our FastAPI course. Today we will learn something very useful, how to send data through the URL, and this process is called through path parameters, how we will send data through the URL in FastAPI, and how to add validations to those parameters like must be greater than 0, and these are used in every real world project like when we search a user by ID or a product by name. Let's start with the examples to understand everything clearly. And if you are new on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and like, share with your friends. Let's start. So what is path parameter? When we send values directly in the URL, those are called path parameters. Those are called path parameters. For example, get method product 10. Here 10 is a product ID passed in the path. Here, as you see, 10 is the product ID passed in the path. So this is the example of path parameter. Let's create some code. This is the example of path parameters. So after that, from FastAPI, import FastAPI, app will be FastAPI, and app.get product, then product ID. Def get underscore product, and I am passing product ID, and the data type of this will be, and this will return a dictionary with keys product ID, product ID, as well as I am going to pass some message to understand the response of this very endpoint. Product fetched. So let me explain this all code what I did till now. Product ID here in this product ID is a dynamic value in the URL. Basically, this is the URL when user want to get the value of this particular product, and the product ID 10. Here the product ID is a dynamic value in the URL, and inside this get underscore product, this product underscore ID is in type. It means this product int, this means the value must be a number. The value must be a number, which value? Which we are getting from the URL, the dynamic value which we are getting from the URL using path parameter. So this product ID should be the number, and FastAPI automatically converts and validates it. So let me run my this FastAPI code. So UV com UV app name is class 8, then app reload. Let me run this. As you see, our FastAPI app is running on this IP address and 8000 port. This is the by default IP address and 8000 port of FastAPI. So I am getting some error because I not save my program of this FastAPI app. So I just save my app code and see on this IP address and 8000 port I am getting not found. As you see, I am getting one endpoint in Swagger API's documentation. Here I am going to click on try it out here, and as you see, this is the required product ID. This endpoint required product ID. We have to fulfill this. We have to pass product ID. I am going to pass let's say 11, the product ID 11. Let me execute this, and if I see, I am getting 200 OK response of our API. This means our API is running successfully, and this give us the response body, a product ID and a message product fetched. So in this way you will apply the path parameter in FastAPI. I hope this will make sense for you. So how we perform this? We create an endpoint. And this endpoint required the product ID to get the related data of that very product or for particular product. So I hope this will make sense for you. So the next topic is validation for path parameter. Validation for path parameters. Let's say we don't want ID less than 1. We can use path for that. Let me create another endpoint app.get, and here products, and I am going to pass product right here. Def get product ID, and this will int. After that I am going to pass path, and this path will come from here, path from FastAPI import path, and first argument, and then duty 0, return product ID message product value. Let me comment this code. If I refresh this product ID, I am passing. Click on try it out, and here I am going to pass 0. Execute this. As you see, I am getting 422 unprocessable entity type greater than location, path, and product ID. Input should be greater than 0. This is coming from the FastAPI. So let me explain what I did in code here. This path, this code means product underscore ID. This product underscore ID must be greater than 0. If we give 0, as you see, or -1. Let's see this. Let's wait. FastAPI will return an error if I just passed the 0. FastAPI give us 422 code response unprocessable entity. Why unprocessable entity? Type greater than, and the message input should be greater than 0. And if I pass -1 here, if I pass -1, execute this, I'm getting the same. The input should be greater than 0, and as you see, I am getting 200, means our API response 200, our request successfully run, and I am getting product ID 22 and the message product valid. So this is the beauty of FastAPI. And if I run this, products 0, type greater than, input should be greater than 0, and if I change this value, product valid, product ID is 11. So this is just example of how we will apply path parameter and how we apply validation for path parameter. So this basically validation for path parameter. This prevents wrong data from entering our system. So let me clear all this. Let me comment this one, and I'm going to create the real world example code. So first of all, I am importing from FastAPI, importing FastAPI and path. Then we create an app instance. Student DB, this is the dictionary for first student, the ID 1, name Ali, grade A, for 2 name Sarah, grade B, and for third student name is Hamza and grades A plus. And here I am using the validation parameter roll number. I am getting roll underscore number, and here I apply GT equal to 0, LE 100. So this means the roll number must be greater than 0 and must be less than or equal to 100. So if the roll number is greater than 100, then this will not find the student and FastAPI will return error. Let me execute this code. As you see here, let me click on this, try it out, and here I am passing greater than 0, I am passing -1 here, and as you see, input should be greater than 0 for the roll number. Let me save my own code. Let me save this code. If I show you terminal, now our code is saved. If I execute this, I am getting roll number, and if I play on this, -1 roll number to get the data of -1 roll number. And I am getting input should be greater than 0. Okay, and if I pass 111, means less than or equal to. Let me execute this. Please correct the following validation and try again. For roll number, value must be less than or equal to 100. So this is the beauty of FastAPI. It only accepts greater than 0 and less than 100. I am passing 90, and if I execute this, as you see, I am getting student not found for this. API is running successfully. We are getting 200. Our request give us means we hit accurate one API endpoint. Here we have student 1, 2, 3, and if I pass the roll number 1 here, I am going to pass roll number 1, and if I execute this, I am getting the data of roll number 1 student. So in this way you will apply the path parameter, and then you will apply the validation on your path parameter in FastAPI. I hope this will make sense for you. If any doubt till now, please comment it. It's time for the homework or assignment of today's class. So create an API. This API will accept the book ID. Validation book ID must be between 1 and 500, and this API will return book info if ID found, else return book not found. Use a dictionary of 3 books. So this is the simple assignment. If you do this, then you will understand more about path parameter and validation on path parameter. Bye bye.